So to start with, I'm going to show you really the two different strategies between single battle versus endless. So a single battle, let's pick a map. Which one doesn't matter? Let's pick map 1. We're going to go hard and we'll be British. As we can see, this is our game field. We've got the enemy player over here, or the AI. The Germans putting troops out at the moment, and they're sending those troops through the trenches, and the idea is they need to attack my base. And I need to defend my base. So as you can see, as the game ticks over, you get stars, and you spend stars on getting units. Medals are unlocked you get medals every time you level up, and you use medals to unlock things. Now I can go down here and I can select, I've got 3 options here. I can add machine gunners, flamethrowers or snipers. I honestly usually do snipers and machine gunners. And down here you've got some options for unlocking artillery barrage, precision artillery, or tanks and gas. Now you can see here my base is getting attacked. I'm going to upgrade that, and we've just leveled up. So I can level up, I can choose to have a single rifleman who's summoned, or I can unlock a shotgunner, or I can get stars crates. A star crate, which will give me 100 stars at this level. The issue I have with this is, to me, there's a really obvious solution here. You know, medals, I need a medal to unlock a shotgunner. I can either use one of my 4 medals to unlock that shotgunner, or I can unlock it here with the level up, and that to me is the best bang for buck. A single rifleman is 70 stars, and a stars crate of 100 stars is better than a single rifleman. Now obviously if I'm trying to punch out a lot of men, it might be quicker to choose rifleman and then click that, and then I've summoned 2 riflemen instantly, but to me the best option here is shotgunner. And the problem with the upgrades and the level upgrades is that a lot of them are really obvious. Like you get medal crates later and star crates. Whenever there's a medal crate, you choose medals. So I've just defeated those guys by upgrading my base. I haven't bothered putting any men in a trench. So this is Stickman Trenches. As you can see, there are a lot of men in a trench on the enemy side there, and I have not bothered putting a single man in a trench. This is why I wanted to critique this game. It's one of those games where I like World War I. The trench warfare, the stuck in trenches, the sacrificing men just to get an inch of land, and this game kind of doesn't have it, and I'll show you what I mean. So here again we're being attacked. I'm going to upgrade that, and I'm going to upgrade that again, so I get a machine gunner. Now you can see I've got enough medals here to unlock tanks. I'm going to unlock a machine gun tank, and we're going to get heavy tank as well. Now tanks were seriously nerfed in a recent update, because it used to be you could just roll a single tank and win. Now you've got to roll 2 tanks. So I'm going to roll the tank and show you tanks. So I have not again summoned a single unit yet. I've just rolled a tank, 2 minutes and 17 seconds in, and you can see the tank's pretty weak. Like all those guys there that are attacking it, I've just spent 430 stars and it's dead. Now again, here I can get a single officer. I haven't unlocked officers yet. Or I can unlock snipers, which is 2 medals, or I can unlock artillery barrage, which is 3. I can unlock artillery barrage. Again, I felt the upgrades are really, really simple, and I think we can do better. So again, all I'm going to do here is I'm basically going to sit and wait for the enemy AI to attack me while I just build up stars. So again, the enemy's building up. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 guys in a trench. I have no one in my trench. I have 4 guys, a machine gunner and a sniper at my home base. If I had 4 riflemen, a machine gunner and a sniper in that trench, I would be overwhelmed and lose. And this is my first critique of the game. Trenches don't matter, and trenches should. The base should be the weakest thing you have. So again here I've just been attacked, I'm letting them just shoot, you can see they're all dying. So here, medals crate, You can see here I'll receive 2 medals or 400 stars, or I can summon artillery barrage instantly. I'm going to go medals crate because I'm going to use those medals to unlock this tank. Actually, I've got enough medals to unlock the tank. I might do stars crate because that effectively means it's a free tank. So I'm going to do that. Alright, and then I'm going to summon 2 tanks. So again, I have not summoned a single troop, and I've just summoned 2 tanks after the enemies basically just thrown themselves at me and wiped themselves out. Now I'm going to actually summon a shotgunner and that. Now, oh, the enemy fired an artillery barrage, so my attack has been thwarted. So 1,000 stars, or 900 stars just went down the toilet. We have to wait now until these refresh, and by the time they refresh, he's going to have another 13 guys in a trench. Again, there's no point attacking. I might as well wait until he attacks me. So we're just going to send these 2 guys over and watch them die, because... And... I suppose I'll summon artillery... Oh, okay, so this is an artillery barrage. You can see it's inaccurate for the most part, but it's done a fair bit of damage and taken half his guys out. The problem is it's really just delayed him attacking me. And my whole, the whole strategy to win this is to wait for the enemy to attack you and then just attack them immediately afterwards, because they don't leave anyone in these trenches. Which again is bad trench warfare. The whole point of this game to me should be fighting tooth and nail over these trenches. I should have a trench of men here that they're trying to fight and win. They should have a trench of men here that I'm trying to attack and win. And there should be, if you've got another trench in the background, brilliant. That's more chance for reserves. Whereas what ends up happening is, so you can see this trench that I've captured here, right? I have a couple of options here. I can, if that trench was over here, I could have my men fall back to a previous trench. Obviously I can't do that here because it's the first trench. I can send them to attack the next trench, which is what the enemy's just done now. And they've just captured my trench. Oh no, I'm so devastated that they've captured my trench. What am I going to do? Oh, look, boom, boom. Now we're going to summon 2 tanks. We're going to get a few more guys because we're going to send it. So I can double click, and what that means is anyone else I summon immediately keeps. See, he's just running through that trench. He's just kept attacking. So we're going to summon a few more guys because here we go. So here we go. It's 6 minutes in. They have no hope. Their base is garbage. They've got no men. They're dead. So in short, summon tanks, win. And that strategy works surprisingly effectively. Another strategy I'm going to show you, and I can probably, we'll do it on map 5. So again, we'll go hard. I'll show you what happens if you summon units, right? So I probably shouldn't have gotten snipers just there. In fact, I will restart, because you might have noticed that if I unlock machine gunner, I can buy a machine gunner for 130 stars, but snipers actually cost a single medal every time you get a... I'm going to unlock shotgunners as well. So what I'm going to do here is a strategy where I try and summon men to attack and defeat his men. So we're going to send these guys here. And I'm going to show you some of the trench warfare stuff. So you can see here in this trench I have this 100-star upgrade option. So I'm going to click on that. I have no idea what that does. I assume it makes them harder to be attacked. It doesn't actually tell me that I've increased their defenses by 10% or I've improved their ability to attack. This trench looks slightly different. And what I will do here, so you can see here this little nest, you can summon a machine gunner. So you can also upgrade him twice. And you can upgrade trenches about 2 or 3 times. Now, notice how holding trenches hasn't really made any difference. It's just meant the enemy doesn't attack me at the moment, and we're into a bit of a slow game. You can see he's upgrading his trench there. I'll get some more guys. There we go. I've got another machine gunner and shotgunner and a rifleman. So I've got 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys there to his 6, 7, 8 and machine gunner there. We're going to we're going to attack because I want to show that to you. So we're going to just send them over. We'll get a stars crate. So you can see I've lost half my guys. Attacking is hard. We're going to move them up again. We're going to do that. We're going to summon a few more guys. Yep, they're going to come all the way through. And I'm going to get a machine gunner here. Now this is on brutal because I just no, I'm going to unlock sniper. So my guys have just died. So 2 minutes in, I've spent probably about 1,000 stars on that army, and they're all dead. I've got a machine gunner there. The machine gunner that I did have coming in, he's gone because the enemy captured the trench, so he died. He would have fallen over, and that happened off screen. So I've just spent all those stars, and I've got nothing to show for it. And see how easy my machine gunner just died? What was the point in all of that? See how I was playing before, where I just didn't bother getting any troops, and I saved up thousands of stars, and I rolled 2 tanks on. Now I've spent medals, I'm getting attacked, we'll have to upgrade this. I'll probably have to upgrade that again. And again, I've got no stars, I've got a handful of medals, and the cool thing about the sniper is he can attack those guys in that second trench there. So he's just going to pick them off. And in fact, I'll get another sniper just for shits and giggles, because the snipers will just sit there and snipe, which is great. And they don't do anything on. So here, again, I've got an option to unlock tank, precision artillery, or artillery barrage. I would normally unlock tank, but I want to show you precision artillery. So precision artillery, so you can see here we've got a whole bunch of guys collecting a trench here. Precision artillery, and actually they're gonna shoot him. Yeah, and he's dead. So I'll just rely on the sniper there. So a good thing about precision artillery is you can hit it where you want to. So that's really good if they've got a machine gun nest or a tank. If the enemy's sending tanks, you can just drop in a precision artillery on them. The thing again for me is, as you can see, he's got now, what, probably 1, 2, 3, like 500 stars worth of men. I'm just not bothering. Like, I'll get a machine gunner, he's dead. I'll put a machine gun there, it doesn't fire. I'll put a shotgun in the trench. Okay, you killed a couple of guys, that was good. Okay, they're dead. Okay, let's try and recapture this with men. We're gonna go boom, boom, boom. Like, I'm kind of hamstrung. Now the machine gunner has opened fire and can hit the trench and misses terribly, but eventually we'll take them all out. So it's kind of like, again, I have no men. They're all dead. Where's the trench warfare? We'll upgrade that trench because it does make... So this is the most upgraded trench, and that does seem to make them better at defending. I don't know exactly what it does. Okay, we'll unlock machine gun tank now. But I want to go through and show you how hard it is to fight using men. So now the AI's fired artillery, and you can see I've just, again, lost all of my men. So I put all those men in a trench, and they're dead. And I have no men in a trench. I only have a single machine gun and 4 guys at base, and all those stars that I spent on getting men basically waste. Like, why am I bothering holding these trenches? These trenches give me nothing. And I'll go through when I talk about improvements to the game that can be made, how I think this can be changed to make it better. And the key issue around that is making trenches useful. They need to generate something. First of all, I would actually change the base. So you saw when the base was getting attacked, it had a health bar on the left here. It's the only thing that has a health bar. I think trenches, ditch the health bar from the base, put the health bar on the trenches. Trenches should be really fucking tough to take. Give them the health bar. Let me recover that way. Kind of lost my train of thought here. I'm just sort of... Again, I'm kind of... Like, I just know from the game that there's no point getting any men. I'm not going to be able to attack and get anywhere. Like, I really am... do something like that. Unlock heavy tank, because that's 5 medals that I don't have to spend unlocking that. And you can see heavy tank is the other thing that costs a medal to use. You can see it's 540 stars, 1 medal. Get some more guys here. And again, okay, precision artillery took him out. Well, I've got enough stars, I'll just rebuild him. I'll send these guys forward. I will get more guys, and we're going to send them in, and we're just going to take them out for shits and giggles. Right, we're going to go forward and forward. Upgrade that trench and get a machine gunner. Again, get a few more guys. And I'll show you an officer as well. So an officer is this guy with the hat. He's got a pistol, does quite a fair bit of damage. He gives everyone gas masks. I have, yes, been gassed by the enemy AI at times. Not pleasant. So I'm going to show you artillery now. So I'm going to find artillery there. So you can see that was a gas mask. So you can see I've lost a few guys, but not too many, because thankfully I had an officer in there. So these snipers are going to do their job now, and so there's an enemy sniper up there. It's just going to slowly put these guys out. Let's upgrade the trench again. So this is fighting with men. You can see it's quite hard. I'm pretty much only being able to do this because this map has... I'll get 600 stars. This trench here, which is in range of the base, so I can send snipers into it. I think they're fucked now. Yeah, so 9 minutes in, I've got no men left. He's got no men left, admittedly, too. We might be able to do something like... Oh, they're all dead. Yeah, so... and they're gonna... We'll stop them there. And in actual fact, I will pull them back. So another critique is... I can only send my, like, all of them, like these buttons, I can send all my guys back or all my guys forward. I can't split snipers from riflemen from machine gunners, or I can't send, say, half of my army forward or half of my army back. It's a little bit... I'm kind of limited. And again, when I get through the section of improvements that I would make, I'll list out a few things that I think should be improved, that I think can change that and make the game a little bit more dynamic and a little bit maybe harder, other than spam tanks and win. So at the moment, I'll send a tank through because I can, so he'll be fucked. Those two guys won't get anywhere. So at this stage, I'm hoping that the AI used to actually be a lot more aggressive with the artillery, and if you had like a trench full of men, you just got artillery. Like you just drop an artillery shell on them and you lose your guys. I'll probably get an artillery shell dropped on the tank. what I want to do is see if I can hit this. Missed it. Let's try and hit that. Oh, beautiful. And we're going to attack. We're going to send them all the way in. And we're going to attack. And I think we'll win this. We'll go 4 stars actually. That didn't work, but we'll attack. We'll upgrade that. See, they're dead. What was the point? All those... And I'm going to show you a heavy tank. To all those guys that really only lost because they had the enemy base with the health bar. If they didn't have the health bar, those 4 guys would have been dead and I would have conquered the base. And that's where, again, it's base warfare. It's not trench warfare. It's put that in the trenches. So heavy tanks used to be unstoppable until they got seriously nerfed recently, but this will get through all that fine. In fact, I'll get some machine gunners and guys to come through and back them up. Lost a couple of guys. Gas again has just killed all my men, so we'll just get more guys. So they're really bringing out the artillery now. I'm going to roll another heavy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the first heavy get through his defences. I'm going to wait for the second heavy before I attack. Put an officer in there just in case he gasses me. So you can see that machine gun's just tearing through the tank, and yeah, hasn't really had much of a chance. I'm going to get one of these other tanks because the smaller tanks are faster, so by the time this gets halfway across the map, these things can catch up to it. And hopefully it means I'll be having 2 tanks at the end. So again, you saw before how I'd rolled tanks in one by. Okay, so it's just taking out my heavy. I'm kind of just spamming guys because I want 4 guys at once. There are upgrades. Yeah, if you want to spend the medals, I find getting the tanks just as effective. Gassed my tank. Don't know what that was supposed to do. That wasn't a smart thing to do. Let's see if we can. Right, so this heavy. I don't know where that artillery strike went, but it wasn't on the guys. We're going to send these guys through. You just see how that tank gets annihilated, and hopefully we'll win. Okay, we've won that. So 15 minutes using men as opposed to ignoring that and just summoning tanks. Now I'm going to show you Endless. Now, Endless is basically the flip side of what we've just played, where before you can see tanks were really the way to get the end. Endless, I've just got these 2 trenches and I just have waves of men that come from right to left. So here, the trick is to spam men. Because in Endless, you never get artillery strikes. And there's only just an ever-increasing amount of men that arrive. and it's like really. Oh, and I do want to unlock artillery first, so I do want to say I want to try and get some medals. I'll unlock shotgunners and machine gunners, but I want to try and get. Probably shouldn't have unlocked shotgunners. I may not get because I want precision artillery. Because around about wave 10 a tank rolls through, and if you don't have artillery, you kind of get naffed by it. Unless you have, you know, I will upgrade that. We'll get that, and we'll upgrade, we'll get precision artillery. Again, I'm kind of just keeping the men up. I want to get about 310 and keep that as a buffer. Let's get 2 middle crates. So you can see I'm just defeating every wave that comes through, and I'll show you after this how hilariously wrong this can go. So here's the tank, precision artillery, and it's down. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get snipers. Get a few more guys in here just initially, just to take that out. Now there is no limit on the number of men you can put in a trench. So you can see how at the end of each wave, pretty much his guys are all dying. I'm sometimes losing 1 or 2. I didn't lose any men that time. And so what's happening is I'm just building up the numbers of men that I have. I can upgrade that. I don't really know what it does because it still dies very weakly and easily. Lost a guy. Might put an officer out just for shits and giggles because they've got a fairly good range on that pistol. So you've got 1, 2 snipers in there. I can't get any more. Get another couple of guys here. I might do something like that. Probably shouldn't because I think the next wave has a tank. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, it's going to be... I'm waiting for that to refresh, but we'll take this out hopefully fairly quickly. I'm going to roll it up. Choose that. There we go. Crisis solved by leveling up. Okay, so I've got 3 medals at that level, so I'll get another 3 snipers. But snipers are really great because they have a good... So you can see how the snipers are picking them off before they get there. If you haven't figured it out yet, it gets to the point where nothing gets past here. I've got like 30 snipers in there and they just die and die and die, and it's to the point where in one wave just takes out tanks and nothing can stop me. We'll roll a tank for shits and giggles. So you can see in Endless, there's no... I can't scroll any further right, there's nothing over there. So tanks here, pointless. I mean, except that it just gets obliterated really quickly. Doesn't really achieve anything. By having this massive men here, and I haven't even bothered with the second trench. And again, it's trench warfare, and I haven't bothered with the second trench. I haven't bothered putting any men in it. I haven't even bothered capturing it. I just, there's no point. When I have enough snipers here, I can move everyone forward, and then they just get wiped out. The enemy gets wiped out here. Tank go boom. Another sniper. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's... no, do I have 1, 2? I think some of them have died. Let's get another sniper. Yeah, I've got 5. 1 just died. I think 2 just died. Now, research. So, I'm not a fan of the research tree. Like, XP is cumulative over every game you play, and you use it to unlock this stuff. So, of course, I've got so much XP, I've unlocked everything. But then once you get to... Like, once it's unlocked, you've then got to spend medals on buying it. So you've got increased shot accuracy, faster respawn rate for infantry, you know, increased movement speed, 20% shotting accuracy, again, sniper damage against tank increased, grenades, which are kind of interesting, gas masks, and body armor. I usually do shot accuracy, because that one does make a bit of a difference. So you can see we're still losing guys. And also got heaps of stars because I'm not constantly replenishing my entire... I'll get a stars crate. So I'm kind of at the point now where I probably never have to worry about stars again because I can't punch out enough units fast enough. So we're just going to keep spamming all the units. Just because I want a mass here that basically does that. Stops anything from getting too close. Tango boom. Again. Oh no! The enemy has sent a 2 tanks? Okay, 2 tanks. Mildly concerned, but watch this, because tanks are so weak now, it's dead. Didn't even get there. So I'll go medals crate, because it just got me 3 medals, so I've now got the chance to get 6 snipers. I could unlock 20% shot accuracy, but I think I'll go extra snipers instead. So, you know, 3 tanks might be a threat, maybe 4 to 2 isn't, really? I don't need increased movement speed because my guys are sitting in a trench. So again, once I've shown this, I will show you how badly you can stuff Endless up by focusing on the base. So single player, you focus on the base. Endless, you focus on men in trenches. So here, again, you can see I didn't lose a single man that time. So really now it's just about getting snipers so that I can kill everything at distance. So they'll start aiming shortly and boom. So you see half that tank is dead. And we've got about, I think, I have no idea, there's nowhere that tells you how many guys you have in a trench of what variety. It'd be cool if there was. We've probably got about 10 guys. Yeah, it's about 10 snipers, I think. Whoop, I lost a guy. Tragedy. Might wait until it starts getting sniped. See, it's almost, it didn't even get close. It wasn't even a threat. I do think the officers make... I'm not sure if the officers reinforces ally units. I don't know what that does beyond giving them gas masks, but I do feel that they get a little bit better when there's an officer on deck. I have a really cool idea, I think, for officers and how that can be improved. So we'll go medals, because medals is more snipers. So I'm pretty much at the point where I'm going to win forever. The longest I've taken Endless is up to wave 100, which takes about an hour. You can't walk away and leave it, because you need it when you level up. You need to click on something, a macro or something like that. I could make it automatic, but pretty much this is it. I'm at the point now where I'm never going to lose. I've got more stars than I can spend. I don't even have enough medals to unlock tanks. I haven't even bothered unlocking tanks. I'm at the point where I don't even bother with artillery anymore, and I'm not bothering with a barrage, because you can see the snipers are two-shotting these tanks. Two volleys and they're dead. I'll get it to the point where we can one volley a tank, and then I'll call it. And that's probably about another 2-3 minutes. Keep punching out snipers. So close. Probably these next 6 snipers will be enough. Here we go. So let's see how good they are at taking that. So that's an enemy heavy tank. Those things used to be deadly. They were like 5 times as tough. There you go. Dead. They used to be 5 times as tough as they are now. They've really got hit with the nerf bat, because tanks is such a winning strategy. And again, I have an idea on how to fix that. So now we're pretty much one-hitting these tanks. So, boom. That's it. So wave 35. Doesn't matter how many men it sends, it's not sending enough. It's never a threat. It never stops. There's an easy way to solve this, which is where I think trenches should have limits on the number of men you can put in them. At the moment, I don't know how many men I've put in there. 5, 10, 15, like 20, 30, maybe 60 guys in a trench. If there was a limit of like 30 or 40 guys in a trench, then you'd be much more, oh, okay, right, I need both trenches, or I want to have a front row trench of machine gunners and a secondary row of snipers. Right now, there's really no need for that sort of strategy. It's just spam snipers and win. So again, okay, so this is it. This is pretty much it. It doesn't get any more exciting than this. It's just, so snipers, bang, bang. Oh, some are still getting close to fire. It eventually gets to the point where nobody gets close enough to even fire. So look, I'm going to call it. I have not upgraded my base. I haven't. Look, it's damaged from when I got attacked initially. It hasn't re-healed. I haven't bothered. So you can see the different strategy here in Endless. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you how to fuck up Endless. So we're going to go snipe. We'll go flamethrowers. None of this really matters. So what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade the base. So you'll note in single player, upgrade the base, don't worry about any men in trenches, send tanks after you've been attacked. If you do that strategy here, it doesn't work. I'll get precision artillery. And it doesn't work because obviously in single player, the enemy would sit in that trench and just sit there, building up to attack, and you can drop artillery shells on them, you can snipe them from your base with that guy. You can sort of take them out and level up and get medals that way. Whereas Endless, they just keep attacking your base. And if you haven't got enough guys, it's really hard to defend. And this is where we'll unlock Shotgunner. Because I've got to unlock and have a unit at this stage, because I want to show you. So here we're going the heavy base Endless. Right now, it's a good strategy. I'm not, I'm not under threat. It's actually working quite brilliantly well. I want to wait till 1,000 stars because I want to, before I upgrade the final base, because I want to make sure I can fire a precision arty shell at wave 10. We'll unlock officer. So you can see because the base is upgraded, it's healing now. It heals pretty quickly. Right, we'll upgrade that. So I've got my machine gun there now. So you can see this feels like it's working pretty well, but I'm going to show you the problem you run into. Eventually you get a lot of men here coming in to attack, and the problem is you can't get any more men to shoot at your base now, so you have to put men in trenches. And the problem is, as I will show you, so I'm going to unlock flamethrower, and yeah, okay, we'll do that. So, okay, I'm going to put men in the trench. So here we go, I've got 4 guys in the trench, and I'll get a tank. Oh, they're dead. Oh, okay, well I'll just get more men in the trench, right? We'll get another flamethrower. So I've got 5 guys in the trench now, and 2 of them are dead. Let's try and get some more guys in here. Might want another flamethrower. So now I've got 6 guys in the trench versus about 12. And we'll get a tank. Notice how all my men have just died. And this is now the problem you have in Endless. You will never be able to replenish your men fast enough. So I can go infantry respawn rate. So I've got the fastest infantry respawn rate, and I'm just going to spam riflemen. Okay, that wasn't too bad. So I've got 5 guys now. Get more riflemen. You can see I don't have the star buffer, and we'll get a stars crate. So I've just had all my men wiped out. We better up. Actually, honestly, why did we not upgrade the trench? Because we didn't have the stars. That's why. So let's get a machine gunner, and we'll put. It's going to be a tank. See, this is a problem. I now don't have enough stars, so I'm trying to replenish men, and I can't do it. I've basically already lost. I want to try and do that. So, see that machine gun just died horribly very, very quickly. I'll upgrade it to show you how horribly it dies, even when it's upgraded. So there, I've upgraded it once. I've got some barbed wire or something there. We'll go for a stars crate and do that. See, it still died really easily. So now we'll try and get we survived that with men. Maybe, just maybe. Maybe I'm skilled enough to pull it off. What have I got? 6 guys. 2 guys. Nah, they're dead. So you can see the problem I'm having. I just can't rebuild my men up. I'll do an artillery barrage. And I'll get medals. I'll probably unlock a tank. So I'm really struggling here. I'm constantly spending stars rebuilding what I lose. We'll do a precision. And yeah, I've only got 300 stars, which is like 3 guys that I can pump out. I kind of want to do. So that helps. Yeah, that's alright. Again, every round I'm replenishing. I'm constantly just rebuying what I've lost. Desperately trying to get stars back and guys back. See, they're dead. Again, dead. Right. Show you how useless a heavy is in this scenario. So here's a heavy. And he's dead. Didn't last 12 seconds. Didn't even last 2 seconds. My base is getting a bit attacked here. And again, I just haven't got enough. Oh, you can sell medals for stars, so we can do a little bit of that. But this is as fast as I can get men. So rifle would be really cool if I could just pump riflemen out, just boom, 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 boom. Which I kinda can, like it's pretty quick, but they're just not surviving. They're just not surviving. And I've got, as I said, the fastest infantry respawn rate. My only other option really is to do maybe body armor, giving them a chance to survive. I could maybe do increased shot accuracy, might help. Let's do both of those actually. So we're just trying to get men out. I think we've got a tank coming. Let's do that. Haven't even got a single sniper yet. Another tank. I might actually survive this, because one thing I'm doing that I haven't done before is converting medals into stars. So see how it says change one medal for 200 stars? So doing that is just giving me those extra stars I need to keep replenishing the front lines. So if I can keep just pumping guys out. Okay, I've tricked you all. I've actually won. I've figured out the strategy. So I've been able to recover. Haven't even got a single sniper, but I've now got critical mass in the trench that I think, and those flamethrowers really do make a difference. Now let's get 600 stars. Yeah, so, okay, 10 minutes in. You saw how easy it was before. This has been a little bit harder, but we've been able to recover. What happens if I just spam riflemen? Riflemen also very effective. I'm actually getting more stars than 551, yeah. I'm getting stars faster than I can get riflemen. We'll get that sniper. More sniper. Snipers are cool. Snipers just deadly, bro. I think I've got this. I'm fairly confident. Despite my protestations otherwise that I was going to fail miserably, I have completely turned this around. I haven't got the 5,000 star buffer that I had at this point with the previous strategy, but I've those pistols. So the pistols have a really good range too. So the officers fire quickly. Oh, medals will start. Look at those. I'm going to hit wave 40 and call it. I don't know why I'm getting a machine gun sound when it's just snipers in range, but yeah, so you can see nothing is a threat. So we've actually recovered, we did it. We spammed enough guys quickly enough with getting the right upgrades here to actually make a big difference. So now I'm starting to get that star buffer. I'm half inclined to move my guys forward a trench just for shits and giggles. But again, I haven't bothered with this other trench. Like, it's trench warfare, and it's like, you know, multiple lines of defences, yeah, so this is, we'll do this. Actually, I shouldn't have upgraded that. I should have seen what happens if you have those guys in an unupgraded trench. It's just everything dies sooner now. Well, there's a couple of guys. Might as well put them all in the fortress. So this is pretty much it. I mean, we've won. The one thing Endless does, like if I had an artillery barrage hit that trench right now, and I know why they haven't got artillery barrages in Endless, because once an artillery barrage hits that trench, you're boned. Like a precision artillery would take out half my guys, because I've got that many guys, and that's where having multiple trenches would be handy, because I want to split my men up because I don't want them to be taken out in one artillery strike, and that's where, you know, I can't split my men, I can't sort of send half back. I can't sort of, I want to send half back so that I can split evenly between two trenches, or I want to send my snipers back and I'll keep my flamethrowers here or something like that. So that's where I will, yes, I'm still losing a few guys because I'm not bothering getting any more. But look, I'm going to call it there, and so I'm going to leave it there, and what I'm going to do now is talk about some of the improvements that I think can be made to make the game a little bit more options, a little bit more strategic. So now I want to talk about some of the improvements that I think will make the game better and actually give you a little bit more to do rather than just spam guys and sit them in a trench. So we're going to show, I'll show map, we'll do map 9, and we'll do hard because I like being hard. I play as the British, there's no difference between the British or the Germans, they're just different skins of the same troops. So you'll see with this one, these trenches here, so if I had a bunch of snipers here, they could snipe the guys in that trench. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trenches in this map. Now, trenches don't mean anything. Right now, they're a really useless asset. this game should be all about the trenches. So right now, I'm not worried the fact that they've captured all those trenches and they're coming on my base. I should be deathly worried. I've got a single trench here with no men in it. I should be terrified. So the first thing to do is bases should be garbage. Right now, bases are really, really tough. Make them garbage. Like the minute those 3 guys hit that trench and walk that way, there should be a flag here that they capture and that's it. I'm dead. There should be no defences in my base. My defence, my last line of defence should be this trench. The next thing I want to say, the economy. Right now the economy is you just get stars. You get more stars if you level up more. I just want to wait until these guys are all dead. We'll unlock shotgunner. Make the trenches the economy. So right now my enemy has captured all of these trenches. You know what? That should be getting him extra stars. Every trench, 1 extra star every tick. So you can see I've gone up a level, so now I'm getting about 12 stars. Yeah, I'm getting 12 stars every tick. Imagine if I owned a trench, 13 stars every tick. 2 trenches, 14 stars every tick. A third trench, did I say 14, 15, 16, 17? Like I could be getting 1, 2, 3, you know, an extra 5 stars per tick because I own trenches. The next thing I would do is, we're going to put some guys out. So let's say a basic trench gives you 1 star. Upgrade at level 1, you get 2 stars. Upgrade at level 3, 3 stars. Upgrade at level 4, 4 stars. Level 5 should be the max, 5 stars. And level 5 should be lots of sandbags and all sorts of stuff. So that then I can have a strategy of either trying to capture very early game a lot of trenches. See, like right now, this enemy could be building up these trenches, upgrading them and getting extra stars. And I'd be sitting here going, holy shit, they're getting a lot of stars. I've got to capture some of these trenches really quickly. Instead, I'm kind of not worried at all. So again, I should be dead. They've gotten through to my final trench. I'm going to unlock officers. I should be dead. So, getting rid of this base, like if anything, there should be a red health bar on the trenches, not on the bases. Each trench should be like trying to capture a base, where it's really difficult. You've got to put in a lot of resources, and oh my god, I've got a trench, and then hold it for dear life. So the first start of the game should be a mad rush to try and capture as many trenches as you can and advance the lines as far as you can so that you can get as many stars as you can by upgrading these trenches. The next thing I would say, and this is probably more relevant for Endless, limit the number of men in a trench. So again, a level 1 trench, 10 men. 2 trench, 20 men, up to level 5, 50 men. So that in Endless, I can't just put 100 men in one trench. I've got a max of 50. I think a max of 50 is plenty, but I think just having a limit, because the trenches are only so big, you can only stuff so many men in a hole, just helps prevent and forces you to actually have, I've got to split my army out over multiple trenches. The next suggestion I would add, this officer unit. At the moment he just gives you gas masks. I want more advanced options. So if I deploy an officer into a trench, I want to have another couple of options. So down here, all I can do is fall back, which means go back to a previous trench, or move forward to another trench. I want to have 3 options here. Take cover, stand, and ready. So stand is the basic stance that they've got now, which is your guys just standing in a trench. They're vulnerable to artillery fire, but they're semi-protected. They've got whatever the game is doing now, it just does. Take cover, so imagine a little button above here where I hit take cover. Again, only available if an officer is in that trench. All the men in the trench take cover. They hit the deck, they lie down on the ground, they hands over their head, they're taking cover. When they take cover, 2 things. 1, it should take time to get into position and out of position. So taking cover, it takes 2 or 3 seconds for all your men to get down. And it takes 2 or 3 seconds for them to get back up again. Maybe it takes 5 or 6 seconds to get back up again. And I'll say why in a moment. Taking cover should make them immune to artillery fire. So right now, I can artillery. I think that's happened so quickly you didn't see. So I just wiped out his whole bloody force. If they had taken cover, that precision artillery strike should have done nothing. It would have gone bounce, it would have exploded, but the men are taking cover, so they take no damage. So you've then got an option where you could have 2 or 3 trenches. Your men in the back trenches could be taking cover to protect them from artillery. If the enemy player has got artillery ready, we're going to take cover because I don't want to be blown up by artillery to save my men. So when that fires artillery, it's been useless. But this opens the strategy. The idea would be to fire an artillery shell. The enemy goes, you go, I've got to take cover, but now the men are attacking. Of course, if enemy troops are coming in and your guys are taking cover, they're really easy to kill. Like, it's 100% hit accuracy rate. They're dead. So, of course, that's why taking time to get out of cover. So the game becomes about timing. It should be about timing the artillery barrage with the infantry assault, with the tank assault. And by adding time as an element where it takes time to get into cover and time to get out of cover, it gives you that advantage. 2, stand, as I said. This is the standard position, no change. We're going to keep doing that. Ready. So a third button here just above the ford. A ready position means your men actually lean up against these sandbags with their guns on it, looking out. Ready 1 makes them highly vulnerable to artillery and tanks and snipers. So a sniper, maybe a sniper can hit a guy who's ready from a longer distance. Very vulnerable to artillery strike. If you strike a bunch of guys who are in ready stance, they're still in a trench, they should be somewhat protected, but it's not good compared to taking cover where they take no damage and standing where they're sort of back from the walls a bit. But being ready improves their accuracy and gives them an increased range. So if there's an enemy attack coming in, boom, I go ready, and all of a sudden a smaller group of men can maybe take out those troops because they can fire twice instead of only firing once before the enemy's on them. They're a little bit, more accurate, so they're going to hit and take that wave out rather than... I'm just hitting it today. We'll get a machine gunner, we'll get some guys back in there. So again, trenches giving me stars, giving me stuff. The enemy right now really has no big advantage over me. He's just lost all his men, but he's still got all these trenches. If he's got all these trenches and they're upgraded, holy shit, that's a lot more stars he's getting. He's got a big advantage. I really need to capture those trenches now. The other option I want to have, again, only if an officer is in the trench, and maybe you need 2 officers in the trench for this, being able to split units up. So for example, I want all my machine gunners to move forward to the next trench. So I can, again, maybe there are 3 buttons up here where I click, and then any command I hit is only issued to those men. So for example, I could say machine gunners, take cover. Snipers into advance, into ready position. Riflemen, I want you to be standing. Stand ready. So that then I can actually split my men up. So if I've got, say, 2 trenches here, I could say, right, I want machine gunners advance into the next trench, and the officer will go with them. I want snipers to fall back, so that I can have a trench full of snipers behind a trench full of machine gunners, behind a trench full of riflemen. And I can have the snipers in advance mode, ready. I call it advance or ready to attack. I can have guys in, maybe it's take cover, ready, and advance. Don't know. Some sort of variation of that. I'm sure there's a military term for it. But again, just giving me that little bit of something else. I'm going to get a tank here because I'm in trouble. I am in quite a bit of trouble there. I might just roll the tanks on him. So again, I can then split my units, because right now all I can do is send all my units forward or send all my units back. I want an also option of 1/3, 50% and 100%. So I can order 50% of my machine gunners forward. I want 1/3 of my snipers to fall back, or I want 1/3 of my snipers to take cover. So again, those options only available, namely I need, for those full options, I need 3 officers in a trench. So I've got a trench, it's a level 5 trench, I can hold 50 men, I've got snipers and machine gunners and all sorts in it. Right, I want my snipers, I want 50% of my snipers to take cover because I want them in case I get artillery barrage, and I want the other 50% to be ready to attack. So again, I've got a few more options than just build troops attack. The next thing I would do is I would add a new unit called an engineer. So the first thing I want to say is, if you're going to do this where I have to select something, get rid of shotgunners and get rid of officers, have riflemen as the standard, the other 4 should be things that I select, and I should only unlock them when I level up. These should not be things I unlock with medals, they should be things I unlock with levels. That's to stop the I'm going to get a tank at level 1 strategy, because you can start the game and pretty much get a tank the first level up you get. To stop that, you force it to be, you've got to get a level up to unlock tanks. To unlock tanks, you need to unlock, maybe you need to unlock officers first. Maybe you need to unlock, I'll unlock heavy tank actually. Something, so you've got a tech tree happening, but as you level up, this tech tree, sorry, I clicked the wrong thing there. I'm not a fan of this. This is a bit garbage. But the new unit I want to talk about, engineer. So an engineer, if deployed to a trench, he could spend 100 stars and he could repair this sandbag wall. There should be somewhere that shows me that the defences of this trench have been damaged because the sandbags are blown up. The engineer should also be able to lay barbed wire. I want to be able to basically say, yep, I've got an engineer here and I can somehow or another, maybe it's an option that I click here to lay barbed wire, and it lays a line of 2 barbed wire in front of the trench. Maybe that's a trench upgrade option. Maybe to upgrade the trench, I need to have an engineer in it to be able to upgrade the trench, so that unlocks that option. And maybe to have a level 3 trench, you've got to have an officer deployed. Maybe to get to level 4 and 5, you need to have an engineer. So that then the trench adds barbed wire, and barbed wire should slow down the enemy attack. It should be like water, where attacking through water is like attacking through barbed wire. It's just really slow. And again, can repair trenches. So this should be a damaged trench that I need an engineer to repair. The other thing I would suggest is these guns here. So these they're very vulnerable to artillery. I want to upgrade that one more time into a concrete bunker. All it does is it means if it's hit by an artillery shell, the concrete bunker explodes, but you've still got the machine gunner there. So it needs 2 artillery hits to take it out. So again, it's not just, oh, he's got a machine gun, I'll drop a precision artillery shell on it. It should be, oh, he's got a machine gun, oh, it's a concrete bunker, I need 2 artillery shells, oh, maybe I'll drop an artillery shell on the bunker to knock it back to this, and then I'll send some tanks in to take it out. So again, making it a little bit tougher, because machine gunners right now are really easy to kill, and honestly, machine gunners were the reason trench warfare in World War I was such a problem. Tanks need to be tougher. They're just garbage right now. I did like the original tanks, they were quite tough. I think the defense to that is, again, a new unit, Rocket Man, Rocketeer, Sticky Bomb Man, something like that, where, what's that? Something where you've got a couple of options to take out the tank. So you've got a bazooka guy sitting in the trench who, oh, there's a tank coming, that's all right, I can send my bazooka men forward and they'll be able to take it out very easily. Again, because I've got an officer, I can issue that command. If the bazooka guy is in the ready advance or the advanced stage, then he can hit from a good distance and really do some, take the tank out before it becomes a threat. And that's where it's like, oh, he's sending tanks, oh, you've got to send multiple tanks. Oh, I've lost my bazooka man because of a precision artillery strike because he was in the ready forward position. All that sort of strategy starts coming into play, where again, if a tank's rolling in, okay, if I put my bazooka man into ready, they've got a better range to be able to hit them. Ah, they're in ready mode, the enemy sees that, drops an artillery precision shell right on top of my bazooka man. Oh fuck, I now need another bazooka man. Do I have another one that I can get forward from the back lines? What are my options here? Or I just rely on the guys taking the trench out. I did think that if troops are taking cover, the tank should just roll right over the top of them, and maybe it doesn't even attack them. Maybe it just rolls right on through, so that you could actually have guys where the tank goes through, but then they can pop up to take any artillery out that are coming through after them, and the tank kind of gets stuck behind enemy lines and taken out by the next trench or something, or even goes all the way through to your base, but you know, can't do anything about it. Upgrades. So right now I'll show you an artillery barrage. Go 1, 2, 3. Kind of random, yeah, effective. Taking those guys out, and I'll do a precision. Not too bad. When I level up, I should have a series of cards that are presented. And maybe these cards are random like they are now, but artillery barrage, right? Imagine being able to upgrade and increase the number of shells that are dropped in a barrage. So you upgrade level 1, artillery barrage +1 shell. Instead of dropping 3 bombs, I'm dropping 4 bombs. I level up again, I level up artillery barrage again, I'm now dropping 5 bombs. A level 10 artillery barrage would drop 13 shells within that area. All of a sudden, we've really got the World War I artillery barrage warfare happening, where I've upgraded artillery and I'm just absolutely and there should be a way for me to be able to see by looking at the enemy base going, he's got the upgraded artillery here, and he's got 1, 2, 3, he's got 10 shells per, and maybe it's just a matter of having 10 little shells sitting there that show you that's how many shells he fires when he fires an artillery barrage. Holy shit, I've got to be careful of that. I've got to make sure my men are going to take cover in a trench, because I can see the enemies have got upgraded artillery barrage. Another upgrade for artillery, which should probably impact both of them, faster loading. So again, maybe this gets slowed. Maybe artillery to start off with is really, really slow. And as you upgrade to, level 5, you might be like, you hit level, I don't know what level I'm at now, so I don't know how many levels I've actually gone up. It doesn't tell you, so that's something that the game should tell you. But going, okay, level 10, right, I might have a level 5 artillery barrage in terms of 5 extra shells, so that would be 7 shells from the 3 standard, plus they're 5 times faster loading, or they're 25% faster at loading. Every upgrade is another 5% faster at loading, to the point where, if you really just focus artillery barrage and you got up to level 100, for argument's sake, you could just boom, 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 you could just decimate with an artillery barrage. Precision artillery, accuracy. So to start off with precision artillery, honestly, this circle should be twice as big. It should probably be as big as that. By upgrading it, you 5% or 10% reduction in, or increase in accuracy and precision. So that circle becomes smaller and smaller until the point where, we'll get some medals, until the point where it's almost a pinpoint deadly accuracy. So for precision artillery, it would be like, I can take out that individual troop right there because I've upgraded it 10 times and it's so precise now. Just a comment, Endless needs to show the highest wave that you've survived and needs to be a lot tougher. And this is where I think if you throw in the ability to take cover with an officer's command, you can add artillery barrages to Endless, and all of a sudden it's, oh shit, wave 25 I get an artillery barrage, I've got to make sure my men take cover. But the artillery barrage happens right before the men attack. So if I'm taking cover, if all of my men are taking cover, I won't have enough to stop the attack. So you've got to have those sorts of all of a sudden we open up those sorts of decisions coming into the game. Other improvements like level ups I'd like to see is where, again, maybe every level up you're unlocking, I want to unlock shotgunners, or I want to unlock officers, or engineers, machine gunners, flamethrowers, that sort of thing. Maybe even to the point where these slots themselves down the bottom here are unlocked. So, I can't deploy shotgunners until I unlock. That might be a bit of a pain in the ass, actually. Forget that. Tanks, it could be, I want to improve the armour on my tanks to make them more survivable, but it makes them slower. So maybe this is a default tank. Maybe they're weak, they're fast, they're not too bad, but I can upgrade that and be like, okay, I want to upgrade the armour of the tank. I want a 5% increase in its armour. I want to upgrade its accuracy so it's a bit more accurate. I want to upgrade the damage it does. I can't hit select here. So the only other thing is gas, where again, put on gas masks should be an officer command. So your officer in the trench, your little commands down here when you own the trench and you've got you deploy an officer, boom, I've immediately got other options. Put on gas masks. So that again, and putting on gas masks should impede visibility and accuracy, so that with gas masks, they don't attack so they might shoot, I think they shoot about here. It might be as much as the enemy's got to be on top of them before they shoot. So wearing gas masks is actually a big impediment. So putting on gas masks and having gas then is the whole strategy of, I can look at their base and see that they've got a barrel of gas sitting there. I know they've unlocked gas. Maybe they've unlocked level 3 deadly nitrous oxide or whatever the gases are. I'm now going to, okay, I've got to have gas masks on, or, okay, right, I'll drop some gas in that trench because they're not wearing gas masks. And then, now that they've been gassed, if you very quickly hit that put on gas masks, some of your men might survive. It might be a case of, yep, you managed to get the gas masks on in time. You lost 20% of your force instead of the whole lot. I think the artillery shell, I like how they leave an impact, but I'd like these craters to be a little bit more devastating and to actually slow down advances. Like the guys get stuck in the craters or lost in the craters, because that again was a thing in World War One. The other thing I did think of was a possible fog of war. So the game, I haven't actually shown the day-night modes and the fog and things like that the game has. I do think a fog of war, see, at the moment you can just look over there and see what the enemy has and you can drop a shell on it. That didn't really work in World War One because you didn't necessarily know how many troops were in the trench at any given time. You didn't necessarily know where the troops were or all that sort of stuff. So dropping artillery shells on them wouldn't necessarily hit anyone, or you wouldn't necessarily know where. Like a lot of that was spotters and plane surveillance and taking photographs and all that sort of stuff to feed back to hitting for artillery precision. And I think maybe fog of war happens in brutal mode. That maybe that's just not something that happens in sort of the initial. But again, these guys attacking me here. Honestly, once you lose that trench, it should be game over. Because the game should be about trench warfare, not I have a base with a machine gun in it. Let's see if now the enemy hasn't rolled any tanks on me. It's just a gas strike. I'll get. Snipers would be good here. Yeah, I'll get snipers. Good hit with the artillery. I'll try and capture this now. So those are my suggestions to the game now. I think just those changes would really help add a lot of option and a lot of strategy to it. Because again, like right now, it could be I put the guys in the ready advance or advanced position and they can shoot into that trench a lot better. And then, I've just lost them an artillery strike, because they were standing forward. Whereas if I have them make them take cover, so again, it could be right. I'll put a couple, and you know what? I want to have my snipers. I've got an officer in that trench, right? I would order my machine gunners to attack. I don't need to because I've won, but I would have a lot more options, and it would just add a lot more strategy to the game, I feel. Because right now, as I said, there's no point taking trenches because you don't gain anything from it. So make them give you stars. artillery barrages just wipe you guys out, so give me an option to defend from that. Let me take cover, but give me a disadvantage from doing that, because if I take cover and your enemy men are attacking at the same time, I'm in trouble. And then force me to use 1 or 2 or 3 trenches as part of my strategy, that I really need to have a 3 trench strategy, or on this map these trenches are really close, so I might spread my men out or something like that. So anyway, that is my critique of Stickman Trenches. Those are the things that I think would make some improvements to the game and make the game a little bit more what I think it should be, which is a timing. The game really should be all about timing. Your tanks, your artillery with your men coming at once with, I'm going to send my riflemen first, or I'll send my machine gunners over the lines with the tanks, and getting that timing right to be able to then capture a trench. And then once I've captured a trench, it should be so hard to defend that trench, but also for the enemy to take that trench, so that then it's a case of, right, where we really get bogged down in trench warfare, which is what World War I was about. So anyway, that's my critique. I have no idea if the developer will do any of this. It's just something in thoughts and comments I had about the game. I do enjoy the game. It's a nice, fun little 10-minute sort of game. But as I said, at the moment, once you've figured it out, it's pretty easy. And I think the suggestions I've had would help, as long as the AI is good. And of course, obviously, one day a multiplayer mode, playing against other people, I think will actually help and add some good strategies to the game.